Hello,
Blog
everybody.
Talk
Thank
Radio.
you. Oh,
Welcome to Messages from Above with Toni G. Toni is a world-renowned psychic medium. She has had the gift of being a psychic medium and channel her entire life. Toni hosts 2 TV shows, Create a Life You Love and Psychic Medium Toni G. She is also the author of 5 books. Being a healer and a hypnotist as well, it is her purpose and her passion to help you in every way she can. Phone lines are open now. Call in 858-365-5593 and let Toni answer your questions about life, love, finances, or help you connect with a loved one on the other side. Enjoy the show.
hello, everybody. Thank you so much for holding on. I want to apologize. I had a little bit of trouble logging in today. We are getting ready to start the TV show Psychic Medium Toni G. So please just hold on 1 second while we run the intro for that show, and then I'll be getting to your calls and pretty much can guarantee I'll get to everybody, well, almost everybody in the queue today. So hold on. Here we go. Hello and welcome to Psychic Medium Toni G, where I take callers and answer their questions about life, love, career, finances, or help them connect to a loved one on the other side. Today will be absolutely no different. I want to thank everybody for calling in today who is on the line waiting to have a question answered or to connect with a loved one. I want to let you know that I believe everybody is intuitive. I believe we are born intuitive, and throughout our life, at certain times, we all have those intuitive moments where we know, do this, don't do that, don't go down this road, or we just feel something coming in that's going to be big and life-changing. No matter what that looks like or feels like for you, I know that each and every one of us keeps this throughout our life. And the more we use it, the more we practice it, the stronger, the better it becomes in each and every one of us. So without further wait for all of the wonderful people who have called into the show today, I'm going to go to the first caller and see what they want today. Is it to ask a question, to connect with a loved one? Let's find out. 941, how are you today?
I am fine. My name is Carla. I had a feeling you were going to come. I've had a feeling that there was a problem. You were going to come on and just keep on waiting.
Thank you so
I'm glad I did.
For those who don't know, I had a little bit of difficulty logging in, connecting to the internet today. So thank you guys so much for holding on. A couple of you held on for it, so I'm so grateful for that. So Carla, where are you calling from today?
I'm calling from Florida, and I have a question.
Go right ahead. What's your question?
I work for myself. I've been out of my office. I got out of a bad lease and the beginning of July, and I'm still looking for a new office place. work for myself. I do healing work and teaching and massage and stuff like that. And I was wondering, when do you see an opportunity that's for my highest good to come my way for getting an office? Because what's out there is stuff that I don't want. I don't want to be with other therapists that does what I do, and just because the competition thing, people aren't that nice, you know?
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is there are two opportunities that you're going to have. Oh, that's not at all what I thought I was going to say. I thought something completely different was going to come out of my mouth. Love when that happens. Two opportunities are going to be coming your way. The first opportunity is going to come your way in October. This is a good opportunity, but there's a better one coming in November. Now, I'm going to tell you, you can use both opportunities if you choose to, but the one in November is the better option. You're not going to want to wait until November because you're not going to trust. You're going to think, well, what if she was wrong? I understand that completely. So the one comes in October. I feel like it's in like a physician's clinic, but this physician's clinic doesn't have any conflict of interest. It might be like a chiropractor's office or I feel like it's a chiropractor's office. Do not overcommit yourself. Let's say, just at a chiropractor, let's start with 1 day a week and see how that works out, or 2 days a week. Because in November, you're going to get a really, really, really good opportunity. And I don't know, giving me a lot of details with the opportunity in November. Still take the one in October. Do the one in October. Definitely say yes.
And that's for me to rent a room from the person?
I feel like it's a co-op sort of thing. I don't know how else to you're going to be there, you're going to be working there, and it might be like a piecemeal. I don't know why they're using that word, but like a split. Rather than renting a room, it might be a split. For everybody he refers to, he gets, and it's okay because these are all his or her, the chiropractor or the physician's people, and he'll start sending them to you. So it's a win-win for you, even if you stay there after you get the situation in November. And in November, this one, all I can tell you about November, I see pure gold light behind it. So pure gold light, as you and I both know, is really good. I mean, that's a really good, there's a lot of light, a lot of love. I feel like there will be no conflict of interest. Everybody there does their own thing. And I feel like you will have your own room, your own space. And I feel like they work on a referral system. Whatever this is, I feel like it's going to be a very good situation for you, even if you're in a building with a lot of like-minded people but not like-minded practices. Now, I understand what you're saying about conflict of interest. People say, oh, there's enough for everybody, and don't worry about competition. But spiritual people aren't always as spiritual as they should be.
Oh, they can be nasty. They'll say stuff and try to ruin your business or take away your business. And I've rented from a chiropractor before, and that's kind of like probably the worst person I would want to be with, you know.
That one, you know, there are, I know a number of really amazing chiropractors that absolutely will do, like I started my business in a chiropractor's office who sent me person after person. He was so kind-hearted and so good, and he really helped in that way. So there are really good chiropractors. There are really good spiritual workers. There are really good everything. And then, you know, humans are humans. There's going to be good. There's going to be bad. There's different. Just be very open-minded. In order for you to move forward into this situation of love and light, I feel like you do have to heal all this crap from the past, okay? And part of doing that is giving people, like a new chiropractor, an opportunity, giving a new set of people an opportunity. It's like if you are in a relationship and it goes south or bad, you don't say, I'm never going to have another relationship. You try the next then. And then you hope you don't bring all your stuff with you and they don't bring all. In any case, the bottom line is you are going to have a really good experience if you open up and don't listen to what people say. Feel what they are saying. Feel their energy. Feel their intention, and then you are going to be in a much better place with it. The chiropractor's office, I feel like that's going to last between 3 and 6 months. But remember, something else will come in the interim within a month later. But you can still stay in that chiropractor or that whatever that clinic is, whatever it could be a physical clinic, who knows? Whatever that clinic is, say yes, jump in, and at least get that energy flowing again, and give them that opportunity to prove that there's goodness and graciousness out there that will work for you. Okay, sweetie?
Okay, thank you so much.
You are welcome, and thank you for calling in, and please call me back and let me know how everything works out.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, I'm going to go directly to the next caller, and the next caller is 917. Hello, 917. How are you today?
Yes, hi. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for having a show today.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thank you for calling in and staying on the line today. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to ask you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I would like to ask about. Yeah, I would like to ask about my relationship with my boyfriend Trey.
Okay, exactly what do you want to know? Because there's a lot of moving parts in this relationship. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts in this relationship. So exactly what do you want to know about you and him? Are you going to be moving forward, staying together?
Yes, moving forward. And, what Spirit has for us.
Okay, more recently, has there been a little complication with this relationship? A little one. Nothing? Okay, thank you for that. See, there's a lot of moving parts with this relationship. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot behind closed doors. I'm just seeing like an empty room with closed doors all around, and these doors lead to rooms that are very dark. So there's a lot of stuff you're not telling him and a lot of stuff he's not telling you. The two of you have been kind of playing this little mismatch game. So both of you need to, decide, because it's not just him and it's not just you. You're both like, oh, this is okay for now, but we'll see what else is going on. You both need to decide, is this what you want or not? And once you decide that, everything will fall into place or fall out of. You two, my goodness, there's a lot of moving pieces. You two really need to have a conversation about what you really want in a relationship and where you are and what that should look like to each of you. Because right now, you're kind of going on, for lack of a better way of putting it, a wish and a prayer, and you're just seeing what happens. I think that you guys need to have a conversation. After this conversation, you'll understand where he's coming from, he'll understand where you're coming from, and then from there you can make the decision that's best for you.
He wants us to move together. He's in another state, so he wants me to get there, quickly. So, it's a long distance.
I'm going to say again, I'm going to say this again. There's a lot of moving parts in this situation. There are some things that have not been talked about yet, and they really need to be talked about. There are some, you're kind of going on, and for whatever this means for your situation, you're kind of going on a wish and a prayer here. Like, oh, everything will just work out the way. You need to have a serious conversation and what it looks like and what it means to both of you. Because there are some things that have been unsaid. It's not always what people say when they're sitting together, and that it's what they don't say. It's what they leave out, things they're afraid to talk about. Okay? You need to talk about the things that have not been talked about yet, and then you can make that solid decision moving forward. I hope this makes sense.
Yes. Well, I mean, are you saying he's, like, is he having doubt or something? Because, like I said, we had an argument the other day, but it was, small.
I'm saying, okay, here's the best way I can put this. If I were moving in with a guy, right? If I were moving in with a guy, I would talk about not only the personal end of it, business end of it, like what does this look like financially for us? How do the finances work? How does it work out? What if this happens? You need to talk about all the things you guys have not talked about, because there's a lot of things that the two of you have not discussed yet that need to be discussed. This is a big, life-changing, life-altering move for you more so than him. What is he sacrificing in that? You're going to be sacrificing a lot. You need some answers before you do that, okay?
Okay.
If you were going into business with a person, and I love using this analogy every time, all the time, if you were going into business, if you were opening a business with a person, what would you want to know? What would you ask up front? Because let me tell you, there's no more important business than heart, mind, and J. Okay? That is the most important business that you have, is your heart, your head, and your vajay. Now, if you're going into business with this person, there are things you need to know. And if you don't know those things, don't make a plan until you do know them, okay?
But I do know we did discuss that.
Okay, what I'm seeing, I'm just going to tell you what I'm seeing is there are things that have not been discussed, things that are still kind of not out in the open. And if you go there without having this discussion, within a month, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay?
Oh.
Within a month, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. You're going to call me back, and you're going to say, oh, my God, you were right. This is what I didn't know. And then we'll have a conversation about that. Anything can be fixed. Even after the fact, anything can be fixed. But it's better to know what you're going into before you get there. Okay, sweetie?
Yes. How do we reach you outside of this for reading? Because I'm going to have to call you off air. Okay. Well,
I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to hearing back from you. I'm going to go directly to 407. Hello, 407. How are you?
Hi, Toni. This is Lori, and I'm calling from Florida. Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome. This is the second call from Florida today. I love Florida, too. Just absolutely love it. So how is everything? How's the weather in Florida?
Beautiful. We're getting close to have our version of fall, and just getting gorgeous. A little bit of a light wind, and gosh, it's so pretty. This is my favorite time of the year. September, October, November in Florida. Nothing better.
I love that. I absolutely love that. Absolutely. So How can I help you? Do you have a question for me today?
Yes, yes. If you would please I would humbly come to you. I have had my home on the market for like 3 months now, and today I ran into, well, everything happens for a reason, right? I met two investors, a roofer, and a real estate agent, and they were all working on a foreclosure home, hashing out the details and whatnot. And they're actually, my neighbor is no longer there, lost his house, and the real estate agent and I became friends because I inform him what's going on in the house. So I had to, go over and ask him a question, and I met all these people. Do you see anything good coming from this exchange of information with either the potential buyer or with the potential investors or with the potential claims agent / owner who can help me either get this house or get this house sold? I had a good feeling inside.
Yeah, they're going to, listen, one thing to be very well aware of, there's a lot of, I do feel like there's going to be some interest, but you have to watch your bottom line, okay? The best thing I can say is watch your bottom line. Don't be too, how do I say, don't be too excited about going down that road, because the bottom line might not look the way you want it to look, but do allow, I think the real estate person is going to want to help, but there will be a payoff for this person, which is fine. Everybody works for money. So make sure you're watching your bottom line with everything. They just watch your bottom line. It's the best way that I can say it. Okay?
Now, all of this I have been doing on my own. My husband and I have our finances together, but my husband is very controlling, very weird, doesn't actually come from the same mindset that I do, just
right.
Very negative, and that's the culture. There's nothing I can do about it. Very pessimistic. So is this going to come back to bite me by me making the introduction and by me, I love my husband, but he's like all of us. We've all got our pluses and we've all got our shortcomings. And his shortcomings is that pessimistic attitude that he was born with.
Okay. So I feel like something good will come of this. It's not going to look the way you want it to look. Again, they're just saying watch your bottom line. Take your time with the situation and make sure that you just, the biggest thing they're saying is watch your bottom line. Okay? Your husband is, I'll tell you, he might not be in as much of a hurry as you are for things to process the way you want them to process. Does that make sense to you?
No, because he's the one putting pressure on me to sell it, and he knows with my personality that I can sell it more, I guess, more fortuitously, because our agent that we've got is not showing an interest whatsoever. So my husband knows that if anybody can sell it, it's me, but he doesn't support anything I do. He wants to micromanage me, and I'm a grown-up. I don't work that way.
Okay, so when I say your process and his process, your process runs one way and his runs the other. So here's what I'll try to say it another way. Do what you're going to do without saying what you're going to say. Don't necessarily run it by him to get the permission, because your process is going to be very different than his process, and your outcome will be very different than what he is thinking. Does that make more sense to you?
Yeah, he plays a radio in FM, and I play a radio in AM. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's not easy. Huh?
Yeah. As you're going through this process and wanting to let go of the house, and he wants to let go of the house, make sure you might both want the end result, but we have different visions on how to get to that end result. Make sure you're keeping your process kind of to yourself, and you are working within those parameters. Anything you run past him, he's going to have a better way, a better day. Don't do this, don't do. Just make sure you're doing what feels right. It's more like it's better to ask forgiveness than permission in this case. I hope that makes sense to you.
Crystal clear. And thank you. You probably saved me a text message or a phone call of aggravation. I don't know why his process is the way it is. I love him no less. And I think you've just freed up the knots in my stomach. Pretty much keep it close to the top.
Sometimes when I say things, it's really weird, because sometimes the way things come out of my mouth, at first people jump to this conclusion, but then, when it's explained a little deeper, or they look at it in a different aspect to a different relationship of it, they're like, oh, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Your process and his process are very different. Just do your process, know what you're, do it, know what you're doing, and move on. Now, really quickly, I had another friend in Florida. I love her. She's like a sister to me, and she worked with many real estate agents. She finally fired them all and sold the house herself for the price she wanted, because nobody else was putting any effort into it. So it's okay that you do it that way. 100%, absolutely, okay?
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. I have no obstacles in life with my husband, and that's because of his rigid way of thinking that only his brain works and that only he knows the best way. He's got this very, very strong personality, but what he doesn't know is I get things done in a softer way, and I don't need anybody hip, hip, hooray, and clapping their hands and telling me I'm brilliant, because he never acknowledges anything about me. But yet, like, I'm a writer, and I've had total strangers tell me, wow, you're a really good writer. Not one family member and not one friend and not my husband. Nobody has ever acknowledged. So, I'm pretty much used to almost like being my biggest fan and my only fan.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing how that works sometimes? It really is. I want to thank you so much for calling in. I'm so grateful I was able to have the time to help you. Remember, it's better to ask forgiveness than permission in this case. So keep going on that track and keep allowing yourself to move forward in the way you need to move forward to get done what you need to get done. You're going to write a beautiful description for your house. You're going to write a beautiful sales pitch for your house, and it's going to get a lot of attention. As for everybody who joined me today, thank you so much for joining me. I don't always get to tell you what you want to hear, but I do get to tell you what they tell me to tell you. So take a deep breath, let that breath out, enjoy the rest of your week. Don't forget to make some magic. Until next time, thank you so much for joining me in this episode of Psychic Medium Toni G. Have an amazing day. Thank you. Thank you so much.